Hello, everyone. Welcome to DataCamp Donates Pathway to Get Hired. We have our guest speaker today, Dolan here, and we have Shala, who's her founder for Women in Big Data. And Shala, can you please tell a few words about Women in Big Data?
Sure. Do you want to go to the next slide?
Sure.
Yeah. For some of you, it may be you have heard it before, but I'll just, go through it very quickly because we have a really great session that we want to spend more time on that. So Women in Big Data, we founded in 2015. It started at Intel Corporation, and then we, talked to other industry partners, including SAP, IBM, Microsoft, and many others. And then we formed, the organization. Really, at that time, it was more of company support, more of sponsoring us to, the event and training and workshop, doing it at different headquarters. But then in 2020, we actually decided that we want to make it into a nonprofit and make it more independent of the companies and just have our own central funding so we can create the programs that we need. And with that, we started the Women in Big Data Incorporated, which is a nonprofit organization. And we have grown the organization. We started with about 15 people, one chapter in Bay Area, and we've grown it to over 20,000. I think now we are in 23,000 or so. And with the 50 chapters across the globe, with majority of them still in America, US based, and good number of them in EMEA and also Asia. So it's exciting to see how it has grown, and we kept our really grassroots. It is a grassroots organization regardless of how we have formed, and we have really based on volunteers. All of us volunteer. Myself is a volunteer, continue to be a volunteer. Shrabasti, which is our training director, she's a volunteer. We all have our full-time job, but we spend a lot of hours to make sure we continue with the organization because we do believe in the cause for really getting more really women into the workforce. That was our original goal, to get more, technical female advance their career into the, really job opportunities. And with that, we haven't forgotten. We are spending a lot of time on training, as you see in this one, by finding the right partners who provide, really rich content and, courses to the, to all those that they are interested to take advantage of it. We have a mentorship program. It's a very strong mentorship program that many are benefiting from it. And the next session for it is coming out, and we're going to be talking about it, I guess, in the next couple of weeks when we open application for the mentoring program. We have networking program, which is really, that's more done by each chapters, and they do their own events. And some of them, of course, there are workshop and training, and some are really more of getting together and, more of a networking opportunity. And we do some other, training, like a leadership training, which is more right now internal to our organization. And we have over 100, directors, co-directors, and in the leadership of the organization that we try to really, spend at least, once or twice a quarter to have some sort of a leadership training. But we may expand that one beyond what we have. With that, if you are, any of you not already part of the organization, either join us through LinkedIn company page that we have, follow us there, or join us through the forum, LinkedIn forum, or you can go to our website and join through our membership page, and we welcome everyone. With that, go ahead. Okay, so did mention, really, the training, which is the core, really offering that we have. And we have been lucky to partner with DataCamp because we are a nonprofit. We had to go through extensive, and Shrabasti can speak to that one, extensive, application process in order to form this partnership and get, you know, the licenses that a lot of people have enjoyed having it for the free courses, training that they get, track that they are taking, and also, you know, leading to the certificate. So we couldn't ask for any better opportunity for our community with partnering with DataCamp Donate. So this is excellent. We are going to apply again every year. We have to go back and apply, and I think we would really, you know, keep going on this one and provide those free licenses to our community. So if you are with that one and you already experience it, great, you can speak to that. We always look for testimonial, anything that you guys can share with us. So for others to hear about, you know, how this training is really shaping your knowledge and hopefully opportunity to find, you know, jobs. There is, you know, testimonial already. We get some of them. This one is specific to the DataCamp last month. Rather than having this forum, we actually, Shrabasti, you know, provided this DataCamp Radar event that they had, which was all, you know, free to the community. And one of our DataCamp learners that attended it, she had a lot of, you know, great positive feedback that how, you know, really, you know, this event was great. From learning and ideas and what they were offering, you know, in all those sessions. So we are happy to see more of those, you know, coming from everyone by taking advantage of some of these, you know, extra, really, you know, opportunities that data can provide to the community. So with that, let's see. I think, you know, you're going to cover the next couple of slides, Shravasti.
Sure, Shala.
Okay.
So as Shala mentioned, we are really looking forward to those who already have the licenses to go ahead and complete courses and do the certifications which are available for free. And I wanted to share about this new feature, which is the data lab option. So you can go in here and, you know, you can see any of the existing, I see here there's a big option. Like these are some of my past projects that I've done in DataCamp. However, you know, we can go ahead and connect to different data sources here. It's so interesting because we can, you know, try out different Oracle, Databricks, Amazon, Google, all these different databases we can connect and try out different things and actually play around. All this is for free. We can do at our own pace. So really encourage you all to go ahead and try out this new feature, which is in the data lab, and you can find it in the one of the tabs just beside the homepage. You can find it there, and you can do that. And to get back to for our top learners for the last 30 days, we have here congratulations to all the top learners. And we are really looking forward to see all of you get certified as well. Kate here is already certified. So Isabel, Raghu, Maria, Isakune, Ola, Modupe, Dolan, Lemon, Arva, Sirisha, congratulations. And we are really looking forward to your feedback. Please kindly share your feedback on this via email or via this link for the success story submission. We really want to hear from you and see you, you know, get hired, get new roles, move up, upskill yourself, get your dream role by completing pre-certifications here. And without much waiting, we welcome our guest speaker, Dolan. She's a VP of Strategic Accounts at Amstec. She has over 20 years of experience in HR and recruiting. She has successfully navigated both emerging businesses and leading technology companies. She specializes in data and analytics, strategic initiatives, and talent acquisition processes, and delivering measurable results. Throughout her career, she has been instrumental in scaling operations, optimizing workforce strategies. She's also led DEI initiatives while at Amazon and Infosys, demonstrating her commitment to creating inclusive and equitable workplaces. We're really happy to have you here, Dolan, to share your experiences. I've worked with you. It's been such a pleasure working with you. So over to you, Dolan.
Thank you so much, Ravasi, for such a warm welcome. And it's my pleasure to be here, in front of such a lovely.
Sorry. Sorry, you're muted by mistake, Dolan. Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I was saying, thank you so much for inviting me, and it is lovely to be here in front of such a lovely crowd. And today what I did, I prepared couple of slides. I tried to keep it simple, and maybe 4 or 5 slides I'll be sharing. So just allow me a couple of minutes just to share the slides. So can you all see my screen? Okay, perfect. So yeah.
Do you want to do it in screen share mode? I mean, slideshow mode. View and slideshow. File, edit, view.
Yeah.
And then. Like the file option is there, right? So beside file, it's edit and view.
Yes. Yeah. You want me to keep it a slideshow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it should be fine if you want.
Yeah, I'm unable to do that. I don't know why. What is the reason?
We should be good. We can see, so you can carry on. We don't want to lose patience.
There's a slideshow button on the top right.
Yes, that's what.
So maybe that'll take you to the slideshow. Top right side.
Yeah, I'm not getting that. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, I got it. Is it okay now?
Just click on it one more time. Just click on it. Yeah, this is good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
So, I try to, keep it very simple. So first thing, when we are submitting your resume, how to craft your resume. That is the first thing. So first thing, what I will say when you are preparing your resume, make sure you keep it simple and keep it short. And when I'm saying short, try to, keep it within 1 or 2 pages. I have seen people, submitting profiles 19 to 20 pages. Being a recruiter or a hiring manager, trust me, no one has that much time, or no one will spend that much time to go through your resume. So keep your data straight, keep it show the quantitative impact, how exactly your data should show your all your achievements. Be very specific about the data. Don't just highlight that, okay, I have finished this project or that project. How exactly it impacted your customer? What was your role to it? So highlight your achievements. And when I'm saying highlight your achievements, suppose in a particular project, you have set some, huge numbers for a customer, which is a big impact. Highlight that part of it. Don't just, write, okay, 1 or 2 big paragraphs with that. No, show your numbers. Your numbers should be correct. And when an interviewer is asking question, they will be very specific. Show your numbers. So your data should be correct And when you are highlighting your resume, those numbers should be highlighted. And the second thing, what I think, when you are putting your resume in front of recruiters or hiring managers, they will try to see what exactly, how many projects you have done on the particular roles you have applied for. So prepare your resume according to the role. Go through the role first. Try to understand the job description, what exactly they are looking for. Don't just share your resume like for everyone. You will not share the same resume. Highlight your roles. Suppose you are going for a, senior project manager position or for a development manager positions. Highlight your resume in that particular role you are applying for. So it will be very easy for the hiring manager or the recruiters, to understand, okay, this is exactly they have done. So we know where to take him. Maybe, your resume fits for a different role. They can guide you, this is not the right role for you. With your resume, looking at your resume, we can push you for a different role. So that's how, craft your resume. And again, always keep it very simple. Don't just, highlight big numbers. And the main thing, don't exaggerate. Like, trust me, recruiters and hiring managers, they understand. The moment they will start questioning you, they know what exactly you are trying to, portray here. So keep it simple, show your numbers, keep it short, and try to finish it within 1 or 2 pages. And one more thing is highlight your achievements, because you are the biggest advocate. They don't know what all you have done. So you have to highlight your part. Any questions? So this is the main thing when you are, preparing a resume. Any question you may have for me for this, particular slides, like anything, any specific question for how to craft your resume?
I have a question.
Sure.
How far back do you go with your experience?
Okay, very good question. So normally it will be last 7 years. But if suppose you are applying for a role, where it is a senior development manager or a senior architect position, that time they will see 3 to 4 years into that particular role, like as a senior development manager or as a senior architect. When you are applying for an architect role, they will go for how many years of architect experience you have done. That can be somewhere between 3 to 4, but they will go mostly 7 years. If you are having suppose 15 to 16 years of experience, and you may have started your career as a data analyst or maybe a business analyst, yeah, that should be there, but they will go back mostly 6 to 7 years, specifically recent 3 to 4 years in that particular specific role.
Good, thanks.
Any question for this particular slide, or should I go to the next slide? Okay, I think I can go to the next slide. Okay, the second slide is something like, when you are interviewing, be confident. Like, whatever may be the role, be confident. You know what exactly you have done, and you have to be prepared for that interview. So there is a particular method, I believe we all are aware of it. It's called STAR method. Suppose, when an interviewer or maybe a recruiter is asking you a question, try to, prepare 4 simple part. Where maybe the question, if the question is saying that how exactly you achieve, you have, improved, you have taken this goal from, how exactly you achieved this particular project, what was the result or outcome of it. In that case, try to understand the question. First, think about the solution. What was the question? Then what should be your task? Like, what exactly you thought about it before preparing for the project. And the third part is, what was the solution? What exactly you have done to, resolve that issue? And the fourth part is, like, what was the impact to that particular project? Did you achieve your goal? Or no, I did not. Like, what was it? It can be yes, it can be no. But it should be, segregated in 4 parts. That where exactly I started, what exactly I have done, what was the thought process behind it, what I was trying to achieve, and what did I get out of it? It can be a positive, it can be a negative thing. Sometimes, it's not always that, whatever we have done, we got a positive impact. It can be a negative impact also. And from that negative impact, how exactly, what was the thought process? How exactly you overcome it? Add that too. So it's a complete process. You just don't give them a simple one-liner. Okay, you know what, I did this and that's how I got it. No. What was the thought process behind it? One more thing is when an interviewer is asking a question to you, they are not just checking, oh, you resolved this problem or not. They are trying to see what was the thought process. Maybe your thought process was right. Maybe you could not, overcome that problem. And, just to overcome that problem, what was the thought process again you tried, just to get that problem resolved? So they are checking your thinking power also. They are checking your, thought process also. So give them the entire process. And when you are answering to a question, just keep it within 2 to 3 minutes. Because every 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes, the interviewer will start asking you question. That they will start asking, next question. Okay, so you resolved it. What was the outcome? What was the result? Okay, maybe you are saying, I got 80%. I resolved 80%. Okay, what happened to the rest 20%? So you have to keep some time, allowing them some time, to ask more question about that particular question. So keep some time, keep it within 2 to 3 minutes so that they will have at least another 1.5 minute time, to ask, next question for that. It's a continuous process. So allow them some time to continue that process. And the next question is, next part is like, most of the time we use, hand gestures like this. We say quote unquote. This is a very typical thing we use, like quote unquote. Try not to use that. Like, keep it very professional, keep it simple. Don't just show, this, that, and show your hands. Like this quote unquote thing is very common whenever we are having any interview. Like most of the people, they will show the hand gestures. If you are using hand gestures, just keep it very minimum so that, your answer should be prominent, not your hand, or your gestures should, show up more than your answers. So just keep it very professional when you are talking in front of, your hiring manager. But most of the cases, you will see that there will be maybe 4 to 5 panel interviewers will be there. So allow them to talk to you. Don't just show your hand gestures or different, I did this, I did that. Don't just show your hand, over your voice. It should be your voice. It should be like what you are saying, not all of your gestures. So keep it very professional, I will say, and keep it simple. And the third thing is research your interviewers. Like go to their LinkedIn site, go to Google, just see what are the posts there, in LinkedIn nowadays, like everyone is posting whatever is the thing, maybe their accomplishments, what they are looking for, maybe in their team, they are looking for some kind of technology people, they are looking for what is their post, what is their recent post, what is their accomplishment. And, from those posts, you will understand their strength, what exactly they are looking for, and do a thorough research. What are the companies they have worked for? You will have a fair understanding when you are doing a, research on them. You will have understanding, okay, this particular person is working for Cisco maybe, or working for Amazon maybe, Meta maybe. So he is more into a data guy. So when you are talking to them, what are the points to cover. And when you are asking questions to them, it should be specific to your research, what you have done. And one more thing, interviewers love to see how much research you have done on them. Don't just think, oh, you know what, they will see that I have checked their LinkedIn. No, they want you to check check their profile. You have done enough research. And at the end of the day, when you are done with the interview, they will have 2 to 3, minutes of Q&A session. That time they will ask, do you have any question for me? Ask those questions. Hey, you know what? I have seen your this recent post. So that was very interesting. Would you mind sharing some information? They would love to hear from you. And at the same time, they would love to hear your input also. you may say, I was doing this, but not really what exactly related to your field, but I was very interested to know more about what exactly you have done. So this is how, you can continue the discussion, and interviewers love to do that. So always do that kind of research when you are talking to any interviewers. It can be your hiring manager, it can be the person who is taking your, technical side, or it can be the person who is taking your behavioral round. Do a thorough research on them. Yeah. Do you have any question? Maybe I'm talking too fast. I'm not sure.
But
No,
are you sharing the slides? Are you
sorry.
sharing? Sorry, I don't see the slides. Are you still sharing the slides?
Yeah.
It's just me? Okay. Somehow I
I
don't.
see the slide.
You are seeing everyone else seeing the slide? Okay, then it's my side.
Okay. Can I go to the next slide? Okay, sure. Okay, the next slide is, tech stack. So specifically, since we are talking about data side of it, so, nowadays there are so many technologies, every day we are coming up with new technologies. Always do some research and, try to reskill yourself, which is relevant to, of course, your skill set. Try to reskill, upskill. And if you see that some skill, you are trying to do some certifications, do some certification. There are so many resources, there is Udemy, there is Coursera, there is LinkedIn Learning, which is very popular nowadays, and they have so many free courses. Do all those, all those certifications. Like, I'm not saying that, okay, you have to put a lot of money. No, there are so many free courses as well. Highlight those, in LinkedIn, post those. Okay, hey, you know what? Sometimes people may think, hey, you know what? I don't want to put it in my LinkedIn. No, put it there. Mainly recruiters and hiring managers, as the candidate, when we are doing our research on the, interviewers or the recruiters, they are also doing the same thing. They are also checking our LinkedIn profile. What exactly we are posting? What are the certifications? Or what are the, what are the things currently we are focusing on? So finish those courses, which is relevant to your skill set. Upskilling and reskilling is the main thing. Maybe, the role, suppose you are applying for a role, you are not the 100% fit. And there is no one in this world like who is 100% fit for that particular role. Maybe you are doing a particular technology, which is very similar to the role you are applying for. In the interview process, interviewer may ask you a question, this particular technology currently we are using. You can always say, you know what, this is what I'm doing currently, and I'm getting certified in this particular technologies. So it will be very easy, for me to the role I'm applying for, where I can use my current skill. At the same time, since I am getting certified to the other skill as well, which will help you in the, long run to go for the new role. So upskilling and reskilling is something which is very important nowadays. And since every day we are coming up with new technologies, it's very difficult for all of us, to cope up with new technologies. So it should be something which is relevant to your technology. Okay, I know this part, so maybe I can add that part, and I can upskill myself, or I can reskill myself. So that is a very important thing. And the third thing is, highlighting your certifications. Suppose you have just finished a certification, highlight that in your resume. Suppose you are just, you are preparing for a certificate, anything. It can be any cloud technologies, it can be anything. Like I just did, I finished my AWS certification last year, and I was preparing for my, the architect level role. Right now, I'm not certified, but I'm preparing for it. Highlight that part as well. So when you are talking to the interviewer, just tell them, hey, you know what, I'm preparing for that. Maybe within 2 weeks, I'll sit for my architect role. Suppose you got the certification, highlight that. Not only in your, resume, highlight that when you are there, interviewing with the hiring managers. They would love to listen to you. And sometimes, they will be able to guide you also. Hey, you know what? There is a particular resource. Why don't you use that? You never know, like, who is there to help you. So always highlight your whatever. You are upskilling yourself, reskilling yourself, any certifications you are doing, or you have done that in the past, highlight that in your resume at the same time while you are interviewing with the interviewers. Always do that. That is a very and one more thing is, that is a interviewers would love to see that you are still learning. Learning is something what people will, when I'm saying like interviewers in the sense, even the recruiters, if you see them, they will be asking, anything currently you are focusing on, you can tell them, hey, you know what, I'm preparing for this particular certification. They would love to see you learning every day. So learning is something, they will look for someone who is a continuous learner. So that is something always highlight in your resume, at the same time in your interview process as well. Yeah. So
But a quick question regarding, so at times, I've had others also asking, like, say, for example, for applying for a data role, right? Then should you highlight all the soft skills training you've taken that might not be relevant?
yes, I would say yes, but you never know. Like, suppose the interviewer, the soft skills you are highlighting. See, every interviewer is having different, thought process when they are going for an interview. So maybe, one particular soft skill they will be very much interested for. You never know. That may, trigger some relevant question. That may, allow them to ask different question. So I would say yes, that is something. It's not always you highlight something which is relevant to your role. Those soft skills also can be very important at times. That can, trigger some different questions. That can, maybe you will see some soft skill you have done. That is maybe the hiring manager is very much familiar with it, or he loves to, in the maybe the some soft skill you are showing which your hiring manager also has done that. So that will trigger another question that will help you to go little further. Maybe sometime what I've noticed in one interview or couple of interviews, you will notice, okay, you will understand that interview is not going good. But sometimes hiring manager will see something in your resume and they will ask, maybe a soft skill question. And that time he will say, hey, you know what? He or she has done this thing. They have done this thing. Let's, push him for the next round. Maybe, we can get something from there. So always highlight that part. Yes, I would say yes.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Any other question for this particular slide?
Yeah, there's nothing in the chat I've checked.
Okay, I think we can go to the next. Okay. Yeah, this is a very, very important thing when you are going for an interview. Always ask questions. When I'm saying questions, suppose, always remember whosoever is interviewing you, one thing is always English is not everyone's first language. So when you are talking to an interviewer, maybe, as a candidate, it's your first language is English. Maybe the person who is interviewing you, that is not their first language. But yeah, obviously he is talking to you in English. So their accent and our accent can be different. Allow them some time to, explaining the question. And the second thing is, if you are not understanding a question, ask them a repetitive question in the sense like, what exactly you are trying to say. You can put it in a different way. Suppose you are not getting that question. Don't just try, you get a question and immediately start answering. No, think it over. Did you get it correct? If you are not sure about the question, ask the interviewer. Hey, you know what? This is what I'm thinking. I'm just trying to find out, is it what exactly you are trying to say? When he will say, yes, this is what I'm trying to find out. That time only start answering. And when we are getting a question, it's not that always there in our mind, okay, I'm ready for this question. No, ask 2 to 3 minutes time. Hey, you know what, give me some time. Let me think it over, or let me, put it together. How exactly I will put it in front of you. So take some time or borrow some time from them. Don't just immediately start answering. It is not it's not an interrogation session. It should be a conversational round. If you are not understanding, ask them that question. Am I understanding correctly? Once you are clear about the question, think it over. put it in such a way so that, interviewer also understands. Allow them some time to, what exactly was answered or your answer, and allow them some time, to ask some questions. Maybe they will ask, okay, so this was your answer. If the case is if I give you a different scenario, how exactly you would have handled it? So allow them some time to answer, ask another question on that particular question. So take some time, ask multiple questions before answering the question. Make sure, specifically when you are going for, in data side of it, there is a particular part, system design. So if there is a question related to system design, don't just try to give them answer immediately. System design question can be, tricky question. There can be different thought process. Maybe I'm thinking in one way, Shala is thinking in a different way. But we all are coming up with the same answer, but our thought process can be different. And we both can be right. So think it over, buy some time from them, understand the question, and then only answer. Because always be ready. There will be, multiple questions. Whatever will be your answer, there will be, multiple questions after that. So be prepared for that. So be ready. Okay, if I'm giving them a number, they will come up with a different question. So I have to be prepared. So yeah, buy time, understand the question properly before, give them a answer, specifically when it is technical round. Because technical round, sometimes they will ask you, they will share their screen, or they will ask you to write some code, or, they will share a particular tool. Okay, you can write your code here. Be very particular when you are writing anything in front of them. It should be clear, it should be visible, and try not to, hide anything. In the sense, when I'm saying hiding, don't put your hand in front of your screen, or don't, try to move your laptop. It will unnecessarily create some doubts in interviewer's mind. Either they will, immediately say it's a no, or they will, it will trigger another round of interview. So always keep it, very much visible in front of the interviewer. Whatever tool you are using, if they are sharing the tool, try to go for their tool. They will have, most of the cases, they will not have any doubt. If you are using your tool, make sure interviewer is, they are okay with that particular tool. Otherwise, just use the simple white paper. Use simple white paper and write your code when you are going for a technical round. And yeah, when I'm saying ask impactful question about your company, so the best person, when you are talking to going for an interview, before the interview, there should be a round with your recruiter. Always ask question to the recruiter, because they are the person who is having the entire company culture. They know the culture, even more than the hiring manager. Maybe the hiring manager whom you are talking to, they are new to the system. They are just, 1 or 2 years old. Maybe the recruiter you are talking to, they know the culture. They are there in the system for long. So ask those impactful questions about the culture, about the role you are going for. Take that, all those answer from the recruiter side. Once that is cleared, when you are going for the interview with the hiring manager, or maybe the, the person who is taking your technical round. And always remember, your hiring manager is not always someone who is taking your technical round. So hiring manager may not cover your technical side. So always ask those behavioral questions or something about the particular role to the hiring manager. If anything related to the technology or the system design side, or there should be some round where they will do some deep dive. So always ask those questions. Who is asking those questions? Don't just go back to the hiring manager. Hey, you know what? I had a question from the person, such and such person. He was asking this question. No, hiring manager is not knowing the answer. Maybe, the other person who asked you that question, clear it from them itself. Like sometimes what happens in an interview panel, there will be 5 people. Maybe one day, today, from 2 to 3 in hiring manager is taking your interview. And, before that, you already had your technical round and you have some question about that technical round. Don't just go back to the hiring manager and ask that question. clear that question to the person who asked you that question, because hiring manager may not be aware of it. He knows the role, what exactly he is looking for, what is his expectation in his team, but maybe the technical side, what the other person has covered, he is having a better picture. So always, if you have any question regarding any particular, maybe technical side, maybe behavioral side, ask those questions to the person who has asked you that question, not the hiring manager, not the recruiter. Sometimes what happens, after the interview, candidate will go back to the recruiter. So I get this kind of questions a lot of time. Hey, you know what, in our system design, that person asked me that question, and this is what I mentioned. Could you please, get me the right thing, that what exactly he was looking for? No, I'm not the right person. I don't know what was there, when the interviewer was asking that question, what was there in his mind? What was he was expecting from you? So he is the right person. So whenever you are finishing an interview, that person will give you 2 to 3 minutes time to ask any question you have. So try to clear that when you are having the interview. Suppose you are having an interview with a person who is doing your behavioral round. Ask him that question, whatever question he asks. Hey, I'm not sure about it, or I answered this. Was it something that you are trying to find out something different? Ask that question directly to them, not to the person who did not take that particular round. Because every interviewer, when they're coming for the interview, they have a particular set of questions. They will be covering this part. So they will prepare for that part only. They will not, they cannot help you on the other part. Yeah, maybe they can go back, they can check with the team, but that will waste a lot of your time, right? So ask those questions directly to them, whosoever you are talking to. Yeah, I believe I have covered any question you have. I think I have covered this slide as well. Yeah, as I mentioned, like for recruiters, for hiring managers, it's always like how soon you can learn. That is main thing. It's not that always you know the subject. You have to learn how soon you can pick up. That is what they are looking for. Sometimes they may think, hey, you know what, my team is looking for something. We are, transitioning to the next level. And you can always say, hey, you know what, this is what currently I'm doing. And it will be very easy for me to learn. So I don't think that will be a problem. This is what they want to hear from you. And one more thing I wanted to highlight when you are going for a technical round, show your steps when you are writing anything. In system design, in your coding part, show your steps. Maybe you know what exactly you are, trying to get, you are not getting it. But the thought process you are having behind it, hiring manager is looking at it. They may ask, hey, when you wrote the code, what was there in your mind? If you can explain that and your code is not, coming right, they will take your thought process. Okay, this is the right direction he was, thinking. Maybe the code is not coming right, or maybe, if they give you some more time, you can write the right code. But make sure you are explaining the thought process behind it. What was the thought process behind it? It's not, there is no yes or no answer. And there is no right and wrong. Like, okay, it did not meet my expectation, so it's a no. No, what was the thought process behind it? They will look for it. So always be very particular. What exactly was the thought process? You know what, I was thinking that it's not working. I have seen, interviewers discussing when we are going for debrief session. It's very common for the interviewer. Hey, you know what? I really like the way he was thinking. So his thought process was correct. Or maybe, they were thinking in same direction. I was also thinking, but, I also could not. Sometimes interviewers also, they also know something is missing, but they know the way you are thinking, that is correct. So explain the thought process. They are looking at it. So make sure you are explaining each and every step when you are explaining it to them. That's the reason it's very important to ask questions. When you are not getting something, tell them, hey, you know what? I'm expecting that if I write this code, the next should be this, but I'm not getting it. Maybe I'm missing something. So they know what is there in your mind. They are looking at it and they're still thinking, oh, you know what? He knows the thought process, what exactly I'm also thinking in the same direction. Maybe for some reason he's not getting it. See, every day cannot be your day. Sometime, you know you are ready for it, but something is not matching. So everything counts in your interview. So make sure whatever answer you are giving may not be the right answer, but maybe you are thinking in the same direction what the hiring manager or the interviewer is thinking. So explain each and every step. That's very important when you are going for the interview. Any questions?
Really like the you're mentioning, right? Explaining your thought process. That's really so important, because at times, like, even though you might not get the question be perfectly 100%, the interviewer still looks at your communication skills, whether that person is able to at least convey.
Exactly.
Accordingly, everyone wants to see whether you can interact with business, the key stakeholders, how you interact. And if you're able to interact, that is good, right?
That's
So
a
that's
very
very
important
awesome.
thing. Yeah, that's a very important point you have highlighted. Yes, they will look at it. Okay, can you interact with business? Can you convince them? That is another. Yeah, that's a very important part which you have highlighted, Travesty. Yes, they are looking at it. So can you convince the business? That end of the day, that is the main thing. So yes, that is a very, very good point. Yeah, we can add that here. Yeah.
There is a question in the chat window. If one is a hiring manager, is it important to ask the right questions during an interview? I mean, Delisha, do you want to explain your question?
So when you were saying the right question, what do you mean by the right question?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see if she can unmute and ask the question. Delisha Penta, are you on? Okay. She posed the question in the chat, but
Okay,
maybe.
if your question is something that, okay, if hiring manager is the person who is taking your technical round, and if you have any question regarding your technical round, ask that question to him. If hiring manager is the person who is just covering the role, okay, he's most of the time you will see hiring manager will explain how many people are working under him, what is the team size of it, what will be your role, what is hiring manager's role. So most of the time they will cover either behavioral side of it or the team, like what exactly the team is doing. So I would say whosoever you are talking to, try to ask those questions, whatever questions they are covering. Don't just go to a different person and ask that question. I'm not sure, like, this is what you are trying to ask on it. But yeah, this is what I'm like, I think we're trying to ask.
She said she got it. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Sure. Okay, so yeah. Our next slide is dress for success. This is a very important part. Okay, most of the time when we are going for an interview, there will be a recruiter round before going for an interview. So recruiter is the right person who will guide you, as I mentioned, they know the culture, they know what exactly the team is looking for. Most of the time, recruiter will mention, okay, you know what, this is the dress code. And if they are not mentioning that, ask that question. Before the interview, try to set up a 10 to 15 minutes call or maybe 5 to 10 minutes call with the recruiter. Make sure you know about the interviewers, know about the dress code, what exactly they are expecting from you from that particular role. And in that, 5 to 10 minute session, ask that question, what should be the dress code? If they're saying, okay, keep it official in the sense, keep it business casual. Like, don't just put on a hoodie and go for an interview. Like, it does not look good. So keep it professional. At the same time, no, I'm not asking you to, put on a suit and tie and everything, or maybe a business formal. No. If it is a business formal, most of the time recruiter will mention, okay, keep it formal. So that time, dress yourself properly. But most of the time, keep it business casual. For like, they will mention official. Official means business casual, not like, I have seen people in an interview board, candidate was putting on a hoodie. If you ask me, so is it something that will, not allow the candidate to go for the interview, or that will, kind of trigger anything that, okay, we will not go for this candidate? No, it's not like that. But in the debrief session, they will mention that, candidate was not professional enough to be in front of the crowd. Because what they're expecting you to, be in the group, be in front of the customer, or be in front of your business, be in front of your leadership. So you have to be presentable. So if there is nothing mentioned, keep it business casual. If it is mentioned, yes, keep it formal. But always ask that question and set up a, 5 to 10 minutes time with the recruiter before you go for your final interview. It will help you. Like, always keep it. Normally, all big companies, they will have a 10 to 15 minutes call before your final interview. But yeah, I'm not sure like all the companies are having it or not. You try to set up a call with the recruiter. Try to understand, hey, you know what, I just wanted to understand what is the dress code, what is the expectations from me, what exactly the hiring manager is looking for. Or in case if you have any doubt, that I was doing some research on a particular interviewer, I did not get enough. Sometimes, there are very few people, you will say they are not there, that much in LinkedIn. Maybe they have a profile, but they are not posting anything, or you are not getting anything out. Do some Google research. If you are not getting it, try to find it out from the recruiter. They will get it for you. They will say, you know what, I don't have it ready. Give me some time. I will get it for you. So make sure you are setting up a call with the recruiter before you go for your final round. So where you will get all those answers, like what is the dress code, what is the culture, or what exactly is the expectation from the this particular hiring manager. Yeah.
There is a question in the chat window again. I think it's for the previous slide, but anyway, if the interviewer asks some skill you never use, how to answer?
Okay, that's a very good question. Okay, there is not that we know everything. No. If I don't know something, be very particular. Hey, you know what? I don't have much knowledge on this, but you can give them something. Hey, you know what? I have some knowledge in this, maybe which is similar to this. Maybe that particular technology, what the term they are using, or technology they are using, or maybe anything related to soft skill they are using, that you don't know. Yeah, you may not know, like we don't know everything. So be very particular. I don't have any idea about it, but yeah, I know about something related to this. Be specific about it. Do you think that will help? Most of the time interviewers say, hey, that is fair enough, which is related to this. And this particular question is something where I will say, sometime you need to highlight your weakness as well. It's not that always you will have your strength, you will not have your weakness. We are human beings. So we all have our strength and weakness. And sometime, you will see people will ask question, hey, what is your biggest weakness? And I have seen people saying, hey, you know what? I don't think I'm hardworking. That is my weakness. No, that is not your weakness. Your weakness, you are a hardworking person. That's not your weakness. We all have our weakness. Highlight that part. And what they're trying to find out, yes, you have a weakness. How exactly you are overcoming that? What are you doing, to get out of it? If you are not good in front of public, you can always say, you know what, I'm not very good in public speaking, so I'm trying to improve it. So what I'm doing, maybe you can say, hey, you know what, I'm trying to arrange a call with my team every day, though we don't need it, but yeah, maybe 5-10 minutes I'm setting up a call just to make sure I'm getting good at it. So they're trying to see how exactly you are overcoming your weakness. Don't just hide your weakness and say, hey, you know what, I'm a hardworking person, that is my weakness. No, that cannot be your weakness. So we normally, candidate, what they do, they try to show their strength and say, just because I'm a hardworking, sometime, it puts me in trouble. No, those are not your weakness. Highlight your real weakness and how exactly you are overcoming it. That's another thing I wanted to highlight. I believe I missed it here. Yeah, I think I have covered all the slides. So if you have any question for any slides, I'm ready to answer.
Yeah, Savi's posted, thank you, Dolan. Any tips on how to handle online interview platforms that require recording yourself facing the screen. It's an extremely stressful situation. I've done it once and had a terrible experience.
Okay. Okay. So first of all, why my question is why like you were trying to record that? It is something that they will be recording it, right?
Actually, I think some of the interviewers, right, interviewing platform is they'll give you a question and tell you to send a recording back. I
Okay,
think
you are
that's what
talking
that
about you are
is.
talking about those sites. Okay, yeah,
Mm.
that is something very tricky, to be very honest. And yes, those are the interviews, mostly those links will go to the hiring manager. So, and they will look at it, and after that only, they will go for a face-to-face or, Zoom meeting or whatever, WebEx meeting. So those are something, I would say practice, use those, those links. Try to, open your laptop cameras, try to practice, be in front of the mirror, try to practice, because it is something which needs practice a lot. Trust me, for whenever you are going for an interview, practice every day in front of a mirror. That is a very helpful tip. Maybe it sounds funny, but try to do that. You know that when you are answering, sometimes, when we are answering something, our face kind of, we show different kind of, our face. Oh, you know what, how exactly I was looking, I was not looking, it's not looking good or bad. Maybe our face is showing some different, what should be the exact word, I don't know, I'm not getting that word. So yeah, so try to practice in front of your camera or in front of the mirror is the best thing, because camera sometime, it will show you in a small screen. Practice in front of the camera, that will help you a lot. And when you are answering to those questions, take those questions or ask anyone to ask those questions when you are answering. So practice with someone. Talk to your colleague. Hey, you know what? Maybe we will sit together for 10 to 15 minutes. We will go through all those questions. Practice. Practice is something in front of the camera is very important when you are going specifically those tools, when you are using those tools.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that will help you a lot.
Vinuta is asking, do you recommend any website for practicing technical mock interviews?
Yes, we have, but right now, two of the slides I don't have right now.
Yeah, if you can maybe share with me.
Yeah, I have that. Yes, I have that. I can share that. Yes. Recently they have come up with something, I forgot the name, but recently, yeah, that is something which is little bit easier than the other sides. So yeah, I will share that with you. Right now, it's not coming to my mind. That is a very new thing they have come up with. Yes.
Thank you.
Higher view is one thing I wanted to highlight. Higher view is having that. So you can use higher view, but higher view is having one problem, when you are talking in front of the camera, it will show you a very small screen. And like your picture will show in one side, the right side of your laptop. So if you try to increase that, it will not, give you the right picture what you are trying to see. So higher view is there, but there is something, I forgot the name. That is something little easier than higher view. I will share that name with you. Yeah.
Yeah, Vinita said thank you. Sonali is asking, the first question is, what are some examples of questions to ask your interviewer besides company culture and the role?
Okay, that's a very good question. Yes. Ask about their achievements or not related to, suppose they are working for a company, don't ask that question from related to that particular role. Ask, suppose, as I mentioned, that do some research. If you see the interview, it's not that they are always posting regarding, related to their field or related to their role. They will post something different also. Sometimes you will see that that person can be a very good, a soccer lover. If he's posting something related to soccer, ask that question. Hey, I have seen your post. Yeah, obviously, you go back and tell them that I have seen your post. I saw that you have some, related to soccer, some posting. Ask that question. Add some personal touch there. So you can ask that kind of questions. It's not that you are always asking something related to his role or achievements. You can go back, ask some personal level question, maybe related to soccer. Maybe they are posting some about, sometime you will see that they are, highlighting some post. It's not their achievement. Maybe they are highlighting his daughter or her daughter's achievement or son's achievement. Yeah, ask that question. Hey, you know what? I saw your post. Oh, I really liked it. What exactly they are doing now? Ask those personal touch. I think that is something you can always ask for.
And the other question is, what's the best way to answer "tell me about yourself" question?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Okay, when they are asking you, tell me about yourself question, they are not asking where exactly you live. They are not asking what is your name. They know everything. They have done enough research. They are just trying to find out what exactly is your current role is, what exactly you have done in your field. So they are trying to find out maybe in a couple of sentences, they wanted to know what exactly you have done. So highlight your thing. Say, hey, you know what, I have done this for last so many years. This is what I have started my career. Always try to, when you are answering, tell me about yourself question, your current should be the first thing. I'm currently, maybe if you ask me, I will say, hey, currently I'm working as a, whatever is business person or whatever. This is my current role. I have started my career, maybe 20 years back or whatever. You will say, go back to your old and in between what you have done. So start what exactly you are doing now, go back when you have started and cover what exactly you have done in between. This is what is tell me about yourself. Always start from, it should be your current position. Then go back and then in the middle, what all you have covered. So tell me about yourself is completely something what exactly you are doing currently, not related to anything related to your personal right. Hey, you know what, I am living here. This is my name. This is what I have done. No, it's completely related what exactly, like is your complete achievement. You can highlight that part also. Currently I'm doing this. I started my career, 20 years back or whatever, and what all you have covered. So completely like your professional thing, nothing related to personal.
Thank you, Sonali says. I think we are over time as well. It's
Yes.
1:05. Thank you so much, Dolan, for sharing your experiences, all your tips. I think everyone has been just listening and asking where recording, where blog, right? So thank you so much. Appreciate this.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and let me know if you have any further question. I can share my email ID or contact number. You can anytime. I can get those answers for you.
Thank you so much. Have a good time, everyone.
Yeah.
Great
Bye.
session. Thank you. Thank you. Great weekend, everyone.
Sure. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.